All right, guys, buckle up, because today we're diving into something absolutely insane, something that's got the entire car community buzzing. We're talking about the 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. And let me tell you, this isn't just another Corvette. This is a supercar, a muscle car, a track monster, all rolled into one. Now, before we get rolling, quick question for you. If you had the chance to drive one Corvette, any generation past or present, would you go for the classic C2 Stingray, the monstrous C7 ZR1, or this upcoming 2025 ZR1? Drop your pick in the comments. I'll be checking them out. So let's talk about this beast. You probably know that the Corvette has always carried this special balance. On one hand, it's America's sports car, affordable compared to Ferraris and Lambos, but still giving them nightmares on the track. On the other hand, it's been evolving every generation, getting sharper, faster, and bolder. And the 2025 ZR1, it feels like the peak of that evolution. Just picture it, the already insane ZR6 came in swinging with 670 horsepower and that flat plane crank V8 screaming like a Ferrari. People thought, okay, this has to be the top dog. But no, Chevrolet was cooking something even crazier in the background. Here it is, the ZR1 comes with a twin turbocharged 5.5-liter V8 codenamed LT7. Sounds fancy, right? But forget the code name, just focus on what it does. 1,064 horsepower, 828 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in just 2.3 seconds. That's insane. That's not just knocking on Ferrari's door, that's kicking it wide open. And let me throw a question at you guys real quick. Do you think over 1,000 horsepower in a Corvette is too much, or is it exactly what Chevy needed to make this car legendary? Now, horsepower is one thing, but how you use it is another. Chevy didn't just slap turbos on the engine and call it a day. They reworked the aerodynamics. This car generates the most downforce ever on a production Corvette. That's right, stick the ZTK package on it, and you get a massive carbon fiber wing, an aggressive splitter, extra cooling, all designed to glue this car to the road. At full chat, we're talking about over 200 pounds of downforce. Imagine that, you're basically driving a race car with a license plate. And get this, the base model has already hit 233 mph. That's Bugatti level speed, let that sink in. A Corvette from Chevrolet doing 233 miles per hour, that's something that would have sounded like a joke a decade ago. Now let's talk about comparisons, because we all love a good showdown. Remember the C7 ZR1? It had 755 horsepower and was already considered brutal, but compared to this new one, it feels almost tame. Don't get me wrong, the C7 is still a monster, but the leap Chevy made here is staggering. The C8 ZR6 showed us what the mid-engine layout could do, and the ZR1 is taking that and throwing in steroids, caffeine, and a whole lot of crazy. So quick quiz for you guys. Which do you think had the bigger leap for the Corvette brand, the switch to mid-engine with the C8, or the jump to 4 digits of horsepower with the ZR1? Inside, though, things get a little controversial. If you've seen the C8 interior, you know it's very driver-focused. Almost like a fighter jet cockpit, you've got that long strip of buttons dividing the driver and passenger, digital cluster, all the goodies. But here's the kicker, Chevy didn't radically change it for the ZR1, so it still has that familiar C8 layout. Some people love it, some people say it feels cramped or awkward. Personally, I think it fits the vibe. This is a driver's car, not a limo. But there are rumors that the 2026 refresh will bring a triple screen setup, which could be worth waiting for if you're picky about interiors. So let me ask you guys, if you were buying a supercar, would you care more about the interior design or the performance under the hood? Be honest, I know some of you need those fancy screens. Now let's hit on something equally important, price. Because we can drool over horsepower all day, but what's it gonna cost us? While Chevrolet came in with a bit of a surprise here, the 2025 Corvette ZR1 starts around $173,000 for the coupe. That's right, under 200 grand. The convertible takes it up to about $194,000. And if you go crazy with options, aero, luxury features, you're looking at around $240,000 fully loaded. Now, some people will say, whoa, that's expensive for a Corvette, but let's put this in perspective. A Ferrari or McLaren with similar performance, you're easily looking at $400,000 to $600,000. The ZR1 gives you a 4-digit horsepower car with a warranty, with Chevy reliability, for half the price of its European rivals. That's why people love Corvette. It's the underdog that refuses to quit. So here's a fun quiz for you guys. If you had $200,000 to spend, would you buy the ZR1 or would you take a used Ferrari, Porsche 911 Turbo S, or McLaren instead? Which one would you daily drive? And before I move on, I gotta mention this because I know some of you are already wondering, what about hybrids? What about all-wheel drive? Well, that's where the ZR1X comes in. That's the next evolution, rumored to have 1,250 horsepower, AWD and hybrid power, sub 2 second 0 to 60, sub 9 second quarter mile. That's coming down the pipeline, likely after the ZR1. But for now, this ZR1 stays pure. Rear-wheel drive, twin-turbo V8, raw and unapologetic. Now let's slow down for a second and talk about something we car guys sometimes overlook, the emotional side. Corvette has always carried a certain feeling. You see one drive by and it's not just another car, it's the spirit of American performance. From the 60s Stingrays to the 90s C5s to the screaming C7 ZR1, every generation has left its mark. And the 2025 ZR1, this feels like the moment where Corvette truly becomes a supercar, not just the affordable alternative. And it's competing head-to-head with the world's best, and in some cases beating them. That's history in the making. So let me ask you this one. Do you think the Corvette has finally earned the title of a true supercar, or will people always see it as just a Corvette? All right, let's do a quick recap before we head toward the finish line. Twin-turbo 5.5 LV8 with over 1,000 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. Top speed around 233 mph. Aggressive aerodynamics with over 200 pounds of downforce. Interior still familiar, but future updates are coming. Pricing starts at $173K, topping out around $240K. And it's rewriting the Corvette legacy as we know it. Now guys, before we wrap up, I want to throw one last quiz your way. If you had the keys to the 2025 ZR1 for just one day, where would you take it? Would you hit the track, blast down the highway, or just cruise through the city showing it off? And with that, let's bring this to a close. The 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 is more than just a car. It's proof that Corvette is ready to stand toe-to-toe with the best in the world. It's fast, it's aggressive, it's a little crazy, but that's exactly why we love it. And hey, if you enjoyed hanging out with me today, talking about this absolute monster of a Corvette, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Cars IQX, and turn on notifications, because trust me, you don't want to miss what we've got coming next. From future Corvettes to the craziest supercars on the planet, this is the place for car lovers like you. So tell me down in the comments, is the 2025 Corvette ZR1 your dream car, or are you holding out for the ZR1X? Thanks for watching. This is Cars IQX, and I'll see you in the next one.